Hello. Welcome back to another chapter of The Stars Above. So wonderful to have you here. A little status update. It's been about 4 or 5 days, I believe, since Hurricane Whoopsie Daisy. I'm not entirely sure because time is the more time you spend out here, the stranger it progresses. But I am fairly certain it's been about 4 or 5 days since Hurricane Whoopsie Daisy. At first, the weather was quite cold the first couple days, and then it has been progressively hotter. Things have returned to normal out in the desert in May. And my roof to my structure never returned. And so I have been under the sun for quite some time now. It's really beating down. As you can see, I'm in this haven, This is the one place at Monument Rock where you can count on shade. And it has been brutal not having it. I suppose that brings us to today's sponsor. Today's sponsor is Mirages. Mirages, today's sponsor. From what I gather from the movies and television, is that a mirage is when you are walking through the Sahara Desert and you have no food or water, and you are becoming progressively more thirsty, and you are on the brink of death, and your mind creates a mirage. Typically they're in the form of an oasis. From what I've seen in the Sahara Desert, the character will see a mirage, and it will be an oasis. There are often palm trees there, but one thing is always the same in a mirage, is that there is a body of water, and that is oftentimes the character will run to the mirage and they will say, "Oh my God, it's a body of water." And they've gone so long without drinking water that they will literally plunge into the body of water, and then they will go to drink it, and then they will have sand in their mouth, and they spit that. It's just sand. It's just sand that they just tried to drink, because it's not really a body of water or an oasis or palm trees. It's a mirage. That's at least what I gather from the movies. The wind wants to say hello. Yeah, mirage. So anyway, I'm sure that a mirage can apply to any desert. It doesn't have to be the Sahara Desert, but that's usually where they're depicted in the movies. But I'm almost certain now that they can be in any desert. And I also don't believe that it has to be because you are so thirsty or so hungry. I think that the sun has something to do with the hallucinatory aspect of a mirage, because I am not thirsty and I'm not hungry, but I have seen mirages out here. And I think that it's because I might be suffering slightly from sunstroke. I believe, this is a cottonwood tree, and it's raining cotton on me. if I was severely needing water, I may think that the cotton is water, because it would be like a mirage. It would be like I'd think it was raining. But anyway, I think that sunstroke can cause mirages, the hallucinatory aspect of a mirage, because I have been getting literally beat on for the past few days of having no shade and doing these recordings. And I went for a walk earlier today, and I ventured quite far, and I saw a Chipotle, and I've never seen a Chipotle out here, and I should have known that it was a mirage, because I don't even particularly like Chipotle, but I knew that inside there was an air conditioner running, and that at the very least I could get some chips and guacamole. I don't really care for their burritos or their burrito bowls, but I know that Chipotle has air conditioning, shade, and chips and guac, and those things I really wanted. So that should have been my first indication that it was a mirage. I didn't understand until I got closer, and it was a tufa formation. And I said to myself I should probably turn back and head to camp and try to find some shade. And then on my way back, I saw a Vietnamese nail salon, and I've been just dying for a mani-pedi, for them to, really get in between my toes and massage them. I've been dying for it, and so I think a mirage is when your mind creates things that you want. I really wanted a mani-pedi, and it showed me a Vietnamese nail salon. So, yeah, second indication of suffering from sunstroke. The third was a water fountain. I saw a water fountain out here, but I'm not thirsty. And so when I approached it and I pressed it, out came pina colada. I'd kill for a pina colada, but I knew in the back of my mind, after seeing the Chipotle and seeing the Vietnamese nail salon, that if I drank that pina colada, it would have been sand. Sand would have came out of my mouth, and I don't want that. So yeah, today's sponsor is Mirages. Don't trust them. If you're out at your local desert and you haven't taken the precautionary steps that I've already listed in the other sponsors, do not fall for the mirage. It is not a Chipotle. It is not a Vietnamese nail salon. It is not a water dispenser of pina colada. I assure you that. It is just sand and rocks. That's it. It's one or the other. Don't trust it. It's a mirage. You want no part of that. Just go back to camp, turn on your vehicle and blast the AC and drink some water and whatever else you have. But just don't fall for the mirage. That's today's sponsor, Mirages. As seen on TV, they are real. They are not just in the movies. They are not just something you see in the movies where it's in the Sahara Desert. It can happen literally in any desert. And it's your mind playing tricks on you. Do not fall for the mirage. So yeah, that's today's sponsor. And now we're on to the chapter. Chapter 26. A promise made is a promise kept. In the week following that first gathering, light shined from Celine's every pore. As if touched by an angel, she had the whole world beneath each wing and wore a smile which controlled the ebb and flow of life itself. She'd spend much of her time on the balcony, under the sun with her guitar, bathing in the warmth of a star, having sung a new song, beautifully. Can't you hear them calling out your name? They say it's been a long time since you've been awake. Up from your slumber, my dearest friend. Your eyes deceive you. This is in the end of us. Of us. For a brief period, Celine began opening her heart back up to me, even being adventurous enough to make an advance. I was cooking lunch when she crept up, hugging the corner with a bashful glare. "Icarus," she spoke softly, "I want to kiss you." "Delightful," I said, smiling. "Lay a juicy one on me, then." "No," she blushed. "I said I want a quesadilla." "That's odd. Could have sworn those words sound entirely different. Run along now." "Come on, please." "You want to pull the old switcheroo on me? Make yourself a goddamn quesadilla." "But we don't have the ingredients, Chef Boyardee. To the store." We were making our way out the door when Thea called to us. "Bye, thing 1 and 2, she said. "See you soon. Love you both." "I love you, Thea," Celine yelled back. I'd never heard such breathtaking poetry flow from two lips. While she wouldn't have been able to tell, considering my being in front of her, I was wearing a smile the size of a crescent moon and hadn't spoken a word. "I can hear you," Celine chirped, "and you can wipe that stupid grin off your face." "Stay out of my head," I said. "Color yourself embarrassed, but I do believe you just spoke the 3 magic words to Thea. And so, the Grinch's heart grew 3 sizes that day." Thea and I spoke that night like giddy schoolgirls while Celine was at work. "Did you hear what our little bird said to me earlier?" she asked, smiling. "Oh, I heard it all right," I replied. "Could hardly believe it. Her heart's opening." "That it is. You know, we got to chatting yesterday. Celine told me how happy she was that she didn't have that talk with you before our gathering. I think she's starting to see you, Irk." "What a wonderful thing. In time, dearest. In time." "I told our little bird what I needed her to know, and expressed who and what you are to me, babe. My teacher, guide, and light in the dark. That I have so much to learn from you. She told me so did she, and that you are her best friend." "You flatter me," I laughed. "But I'm just a childish clown. If anything, there's lots for me to learn from you, Mom. And as for her, well, I was a willing student whose teacher arrived. She just happened to be in the form of a strange bird, and my very own best friend." "Look at you, kiddo. You know, she often asks me what she should do, always looking for direction. 'Choose Icarus,' I tell her. 'It's simple. With him, you'll share true love, one which leads you back to yourself.' She's afraid of you in that way, afraid of how deep that love runs, afraid of losing it. It'll be a hard lesson for her, for all of us, you know. I wait for the day she tells me I'm not her mother in defiance. Only then will she start to face that loss withheld and begin to see me as her own. All the same, not until the day arrives where she drives a heart or knife into your own heart will she begin to truly understand the love she holds for you. A hard day it'll be, and hurt it shall, but I'll be right here for her. I always will. Hell, we wouldn't be able to catch lightning in a bottle if it didn't strike the same place twice, even thrice. I love that girl so damn much it's preposterous. I should be locked up. Throw away the key. That maniac's got a hold on me." She returned my laugh, you know. I thought to surely lose it, but it was in my vest pocket all along. Silly of me, wouldn't you say? "Very," she laughed. "And Celine knows, babe. You just keep sharing that laugh with the world and divine timing will take care of the rest. Until then, we have work to do." The process of awakening to any kind of profound sense of revelation or awareness doesn't occur and conclude overnight. It's an ongoing transformation of one's soul identity back to its truest form throughout life. We can be spiritually attuned and yet remain half blind to the complexities of self. Esoteric practice may act as a key, but it's not a step through the door. Without discipline towards integration, revelation tends to fade like fleeting memories, and the more feeble-minded we are, the harder these moments are to sustain as they slip through the cracks. When life distracts us, we begin to forget, and unconsciously revert back to those preconditioned patterns of avoidance, letting go of the magic as we allow misery to return. To suddenly gain perspective towards life's uncertainties is a frightening affair, where leaving the ordinary world behind, against our will, is even more daunting. That's when our unconscious fight to remain amongst the ignorant takes place, as our ego, amidst confusion, begins lashing out towards whatever direction conflicts our stability and normalcy. I've been met with plenty of chances in life to truly remember who I am and purpose held, opportunities of utmost importance to see, yet hadn't led me to never abuse alcohol again, nor kept my head above water in bouts of depression. We can still turn our backs and choose avoidance, but that time spent forgetting becomes shorter and, eventually, resistance is futile. In gaining awareness, the span it takes for us to remember lessens over time. Years between turn to months, weeks, then days, until finding ourselves incapable of serving any other purpose other than what we've always known and disregarded to be true within. Only once confronting what haunts us most, while beginning the gritty work to find peace with it, to see fear as nothing more than a shade of love, are we truly ready to become who we were born to be. As beautiful a time had been for Celine, after a couple weeks that clarity started to fade, and her glow began dimming. She'd come to face that unconscious fight, and eventually her frustrations with disruption and normalcy would be directed towards me. It was a somber day when she'd first voice it. "I can't decide whether it all means something or nothing at all," she said. "Does anything we do actually matter? Do things happen for a reason, or is it all just bullshit?" "Truth is more elusive than it's ever been," I replied, chuckling. "We're guided by the interpretation of our experiences, and within them we must willingly listen and choose to find meaning. I can't give you the answers, but I can say you're asking the right questions. Now just direct them within yourself. You're beginning to understand, Bird." "Beginning to understand what? I feel like I'm losing it." "A true beginning from your current departure. This sun has just got me so loopy." "Beginning to understand what? I feel like I'm losing it." "A true beginning from your current place of departure, on an expedition to nowhere. And only upon arrival to nowhere will you discover your most beautiful somewhere. Then you'll start to understand that, perhaps, there isn't much of anything to understand. That maybe it's only in losing it you'll come to have truly found it, having seen you always got it. Got it?" "Strange, Bird," she laughed. "You're a pain in my ass. You know that?" It took me a very long time while challenging harrowing psychosis and a lingering madness to even come close to grasping such questions. Yet there she was, a young bird flapping its wings with the mysteries of our universe at the tips of her feathers. I sympathized, having felt those answers to once be out of reach. I sought dearly to help her with them, but they're only questions meant for oneself. Purpose in life is very easily misinterpreted. I, for one, believe that when those questions do arise for us, it's no more than a test of will. When we're filled with doubt, left feeling small, shown nothing matters, and believed meaningless, it's up to us to show up and prove things otherwise, to make all of it matter. "As the age-old proverb goes," I said, "thou must follow thy nose, whencever it goes." "That's Toucan Sam, Irk," Celine replied, "spracked on high fructose corn syrup." "Silly bird, clown around. You've begun to see, and that comes with new responsibility. Perhaps a part of you feels to have stuck your nose where it don't belong. Either way, it's now entirely up to you to implement those scents into your life. I've been waiting for the right time to give you something, when I felt you were ready to both use and appreciate it." "I'm ready," she perked up. "What is it?" "A tool used for your practice with herbs. I made it a while back after Thea took me to Pyramid Lake. This letter will explain its use." Celine Hawk, within you flows the blood of your ancestors, the blood of First Nations people, the blood of Turtle Island, the blood of our Earth Mother. What flows within you is all that's sacred to our world. Spirit of wolf, grounded to the land. Spirit of hawk, taking flight in the transcendental above. You're growing ever so fast and ever so strong. With that strength comes the growth of one's soul and, with that, one's magic. Even from afar, I can feel it. And the more it grows, the more it's recognized and remembered, strengthening that of my own. So, I've made you something with magic of mine, being sacred to yours. This is a smudge fan, held to waft the embers of herb and ceremony. I've made this solely from the hallowed grounds of Pyramid Lake, to be truly your own. The bones of the handle are of an owl, the feathers of another found by Thea. They represent your wisdom. The dragon figure across the handle is made of a hawk's spinal vertebrae. It represents your strength. The stick of Paulo burnt with your name, the name your mother gave you to always carry, represents your spirit. This fan carries you, Thea, and myself. Use it, feel it, speak to, and listen to it. It embodies soul, was crafted in dance, and carried in the hands of shadow. It is your tool, and so shall it help you to remember. I made this because I believe in all of who you are, and what you are, a belief which brings endless understanding towards who I am. I'm so unbelievably proud of you, Celine, and so eternally grateful that this world, and my own, has you in it. I'll take no star from this night sky, for the heart belonging to this fan will be yours to pluck. What is it I see in a bird such like me? What is it I see? It flies free. It flies free. Her gaze upon it seemed supernatural, and how she held it, rhythmic, as if an extension of herself. If raised any higher in that moment, she may have conducted an out-of-place orchestra. It's beautiful, Icarus, she said. I don't know what to say. I love it. Neither did I said, laughing. I'm not entirely sure it was me who made that. Then who did? The spirit of the lake. Finding those birds was a remarkable omen. Make no mistake, I was led to them, given permission to take only what was needed, and guided to craft them. What you're holding is sacred, so treat it as such. I laughed. Keep it secret, keep it safe. Thank you so much, she chuckled. It feels like it's always been mine. That's because it always has, bird. Patience hadn't been kind to Thea as things with Rob got worse. Every avenue taken and exhausted effort proved futile. There'd be no salvaging the relationship, and the more that truth festered, the deeper reality set in of her departure from us. However, with each attempt Thea made to leave Reno, she faced setbacks. It was as if some force persistently stood in her way, while matters left unresolved kept her tethered. This caused her mental health to rapidly deteriorate, as she saw little sleep and drank heavily to cope, our roles having reversed. To help Thea through this, Andrew and I had her stay at our place most nights, and to cherish what time was left, Celine and Fizzgig stayed as well. It may have been my bed she slept in, but Celine made all the rules, whether my being forced on the floor before she'd call me back up, or her need to build the Great Wall of China out of throw pillows to divide us. We'd bicker like old-timers over control of the thermostat, but so long as she felt comfortable, I was happy. Fizzgig spent nights pouncing throughout the room, popping my floor balloons while knocking over every trinket or picture, like racking up points in a carnival game. It was adorable, and she'd let me know how proud she was of herself by kneading pizza dough on my chest until morning. I'd rise at the crack of dawn each day to make Celine breakfast and pack her lunch pail for work, spending extra time arranging orange slices and pomegranate seeds into little smiley faces, while hiding pick-me-up notes under her grilled cheese. I'm a very simple man, so doing those little things to see her smile meant the world and more. I'd walk her out every morning, not allowing her to drive off until the seatbelt was buckled. Have a wonderful first day of school, bird, I'd yell. Don't let anyone pick on you for being such a huge nerd. While it may have been fun to play house and pretend everything was hunky-dory, it was a weird limbo period of which we'd been just doing our best to cope with the sad realities to come. Thanksgiving arrived, and with tensions high, we'd put on a brave face. All I wanted was to bring our family together and appreciate that if nothing else, we had each other. Being able to make dinner and sit down with them both, watching Thea in grateful spirits with her daughter, and Celine with her mother, left me feeling part of a real family. Those are the simple moments comprised of love and gratitude that give our legacy meaning, memories we reflect upon that make the torment of such sweet sorrow ever worth it. The following night, Thea sat with us alongside her cherished belongings. I want you both to have these, she said while sorting them out. For Celine, a piano, cajon drum, jewelry, and beloved heirlooms. For myself, a jester painting, chest of treasured trinkets, chest of treasured trinkets, and her sister's smudge pot. It was peculiar, considering Celine was the herbalist, but as Thea carefully handed it to me, her eyes expressed without words that it had been for Celine, once truly ready to receive it. Lastly, she'd gift me an antique pocket watch I hadn't seen before. which just so happened to be an identical twin to the one my mother had given me and passed with in her hands. At the time, it felt rather unsettling to receive such personal belongings. It wasn't as if we'd never see Thea again. There was a strangeness to it all, being reminiscent of a vigil. Tears began welling in Celine's eyes, her sense of loss and abandonment growing. She sunk her head deep between each leg, sobbing as she spoke. "I love you, Thea." It was as if in reciting those words of arcane magic had lifted a curse which relieved the atmosphere of its tight grip to our throats. Spellbound by faith and tethered to love, we'd accept the uncertainties lying ahead for each of us, no matter the pain they'd cost. Thea would return to Rob's place, and Celine and I would head to bed with mixed feelings. "I'm so sorry, Bird," I said. "I'll never let anyone hurt you in the way he hurt her." "It doesn't matter anyways," she said, sighing. "I'll never give anyone the chance." I'd meet with Thea the next morning after Celine left for work. "What's wrong, babes?" I asked her. "I had to leave last night," she replied in tears. Before bed, Rob started his whole "we can make this work" speech, followed by more empty promises about our future. He has no idea how much this bullshit is ruining my life. I can't stand it anymore. "Where did you go?" "I walked around town all night just processing and had terrible thoughts of suicide. It's not healthy to be near him anymore. It's time for me to leave." "I'm so sorry, dear. I wish there was more that could have been done. I'm really worried about you. I don't know what we'd do if you ever brought harm to yourself." "You don't need to worry about me, kiddo. Besides, it's you I'm concerned about. Bird asked me the other day how you afford taking care of all of our needs. Know what I told her? That you just make it work in any way possible. I went without mentioning that every meal you make us leaves you without one. But Icarus, if you keep exhausting yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally, your well's going to run dry. And if that happens, what you hope to provide, you won't have for yourself. I need to know that you'll be strong enough to handle this without me, that you'll be able to take care of her, having first taken care of you." "You've given me the strength needed, Thea, to stand back on 2 feet and walk the path ahead. It's taken some time, and it's hurt a whole damn lot, but I won't fall again." "I'm happy to hear that, because I need you to promise me something. I love Celine more than life itself. She's my light, soul, and daughter. But once I'm gone, no matter what happens, I need you to promise me that you'll take care of her, that you'll be at her side even if she pushes you away, that you'll protect our little bird as she learns to fly, that no matter what pain may come, you'll love her with all your heart and help show her the path home, one she'll learn to take for herself. Promise me, my boy, my Icarus Mikhail." It's frightening to realize we have more to lose than once thought, but perhaps that leaves us with all the more to hope for. I was on the verge of tears. Thea's words had a different feel to them now, having brought light to all those she'd spoken before, like clues gone unseen. It felt as if this was the end of something for her, and the beginning for me, while being reminiscent of a terribly sad, final goodbye. "I promise you, Mom," I said, sobbing. "Always." I could really go for a mirage right now. I'm not sure what kind of mirage. Something comforting, like a nice little massage parlor mirage, or maybe someone to give me a hug, a little hug mirage. Or like a trampoline park mirage. That would be kind of fun. A little trampoline session. Or laser tag. I'd fucking shoot some people in laser tag right now. Bowling. Putt-putt. Some putt-putt golf. That would be fun. Carnival ride. Carnivals always cheer me up. I would lick the taint of a trucker in Arkansas who has been driving for the last 36 hours because he is fucking spracked on amphetamines if I could go to a carnival right now. Or at the very least, see a mirage of a carnival so that I could just look at it from afar and be comforted by the mirage. If I got too close to it, it would disappear, turn into sand and rocks. So I wouldn't go close to the mirage. I would just watch the carnival lights and I would hear the bells and whistles from afar. And that would be enough. That would be more than enough. We are nearing the tail end of this story, and things are about to get harder. Such is life. Not everything is a beautiful mirage. The reality of situations are a little bit more difficult, but so be it. Just a heads up, I just want to prepare everyone. A lot of the goofier chapters are behind us. We are entering the dire straits. So I hope you're ready for that. I certainly am. I would be more ready for it if I had a putt-putt course here, so that at the very least I could do a pre-game putt-putt and then a post-game putt-putt. But there's no putt-putt. So anyways, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm really enjoying the breeze because I have been dying of heat and /sunstroke and /mirage disappointment. But now that the breeze is blowing, I think I'm feeling a little bit better. The tree has been wonderful to me. And I'm gonna go back up to camp, roll myself 17 cigarettes, and then come back down here and smoke them. That's what I'm gonna do. So I'll catch you later. Thank you so much for joining me for another chapter of The Stars Above. See you next time.